Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel, I Heart Aries. My name is Chelsea, and this is the channel where we do all Aries readings. But today we're going to have a discussion, and this is not a reading. This is just an open discussion to talk about grounding, what it is, what it isn't, but it really is. I don't want to say what it isn't because everybody has their own forms of grounding. So I'm going to start talking because a lot of you are going to watch this video playing back, okay? And I just want to say thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, liking my channel, and continuing to watch. You guys are so truly appreciated. And thank you for all the positive energy that you send me. It really does help me on a day-to-day basis. And so thank you so much. You know, I told you guys I was going to make this video a few weeks ago and I didn't. And it wasn't about really procrastinating, but it was more about like sometimes it's like, am I really qualified? You know, you're getting those energy. Everybody gets into those fear-based energies, and it's like, did God really qualify me to be that person to speak? And so it does get scary. And like those are the kind of situations where you need to ground yourself, right? Because sometimes you're grounding yourself from your own negative thoughts. You're grounding yourself from your own limiting beliefs. Hello everyone. Hello Zamina. Hello Laura. Hello Tika. And so I had a situation today when I left the gym. A lot of you know I've been hurt. I hurt my back really bad lifting last week. And so I've just been going to the gym to stretch and just get assessed by my coaches and just do a little bit on the bike. And I got back, I've been leaving the gym a little bit earlier, and I saw a comment. And I saw a comment on my page, and it, was a little triggering. And I was like, but then I was like, oh my God, but is it? But is it triggering? And I took a second, breathe in, breathe out. And I was like, you know what? No, it's not. I said, because sometimes, sometimes those type of situations are tests just to see how you're going to handle it, how you're going to deal with it. And I immediately began to ground myself. I immediately began to get out of my head. Hello, Paula. And immediately started to anchor myself back to and center myself back to the earth. And so it comes to the question of what is grounding? Like, what is the actual definition of grounding? Because a lot of people think it's certain things that it isn't. Okay. And this is the scientific definition. It says grounding, also called earthing, is a therapeutic technique that involves doing activities that ground or electrically reconnect you to the earth. This practice relies on earthing science and grounding physics to explain how electrical charges from the earth can have positive effects on your body. Okay? What's wrong with this thing? It keeps going out. But anyways, too much electricity. But anyways, um, so that's what it is. It literally is connecting yourself to the earth to receive those electrical magnetic waves through your body. And it says that we could all benefit from doing it about 30 minutes a day. And it's not just calming your mind, calming. This is live. We're not on child music. This is live. It's not just calming your mind. It is all those things, right? But it also has effects on your internal health, like literally lowering your blood pressure, your heart, lowering your cholesterol. It does things internally to you, which a lot of those things can be flared up through anger, through anxiety, through which also correlates to unforgiveness. A lot of those things, like people don't realize that those type of emotions can cause physical ailments. Okay, they can cause literal physical ailments. You hear sometimes people die of heart attacks who are healthy, right? Who ate clean food, who were vegans, worked out, exercised, and they're still dying from heart attacks. 9 out of 10, it's because they have some sort of unforgiveness that was causing stress, that was causing tension inside of their body. So I've come to a place now that, I literally will not argue back with people, right? I may respond in such a way, but if it gets out of hand, I'm not going to argue back with people. I've gotten to a place where I can walk away from situations, walk away from people, walk away from relationships, because I used to be one of those people who felt like I needed the last word, but that's really bad for your health, right? We're in this weird this society now where people are doing things for clout and reaction and notice, and they're doing it at other people's expense, other people's feelings, other people. And so that you can find yourself in a situation that is triggering. And I'm open, and this is an open discussion, so you guys let me know if you practice grounding. Share some of your grounding techniques in the comment section. I'm going to pin some, whatever, so people can see as we review this, okay? My favorite practice, you guys saw my community page, is I like to go barefoot. I was born and raised in South Louisiana, country bumpkin all the way through. Nowadays, people will tell you it's nasty, it's gross. I will take my shoes off and walk in the grass in a heartbeat. I just used to do it. I used to run outside of my grandmother's house barefoot, and it was just normal to me. And being a fire sign, literally connecting to earth, is something that really pulls me down. Like, and I mean, in a good way. Sometimes I have all this energy, but it really relaxes me. It really calms me. It centers me. It makes me realize that I'm a part of God's creation. It's a beautiful thing. I don't know if Lexi is in here. She loves to go to this place in Georgia called Sweetwater Creek. It's like a nature trail park. She's taken me and my son there before, and we got in the lake and swam in the water and sat in the water, and it's just so calming. It's so earthing. Let's see some of your comments. It is hard. Let me tell you, Zamina, it is hard, especially in areas when we feel like, honestly, we feel like we're right. Most times we're not right. But sometimes having to relinquish that and just surrender to the divine is probably going to be one of our hardest lessons. Sometimes allowing the universe to handle situations for us where we think or we feel we can handle it better is one of our hardest lessons. Sometimes letting things go unchecked is one of our hardest lessons, but that's where grounding comes in. Because at the end of the day, I start to ask myself, is it my health more important, or is getting the last word? Is being around for my child in the long run, or making sure that my truth or something is heard from me? What else you guys were saying? On Sunday, I went with my 5 boys after I saw you post, and we put our feet in the grass. Yes. And it's so good to start teaching your children these things at a young age, things that we started learning now, right? Nobody taught us these things because our parents are from a different generation. Most of our parents are just trying to survive. So we weren't teaching our kids these type of things to be emotionally secure, how to handle your emotions, not allowing them to fly off the deep end. Most times back then we resorted to drinking or going out or partying, but now there are ways and techniques where you don't have to ruin or damage your body anymore by trying to feel good. The source let me hear just now. My soul needed this. Love and peace. Love and peace to you always, Angela. Love and peace. Hello, Tania. Um, yes, sometimes just sitting outside. That's one of my favorite things to do. I used to do that with my grandmother, is sitting on the porch while she drank coffee and just watching things go by. That is a form of grounding. Sitting outside, even if you're not sitting on the ground, silence, listening to the birds, listening to the winds, trying to center yourself back into the present moment. That is grounding, not allowing your mind to go through all different directions. Breath work can be grabbing. It even say clapping, because it creates an electric magnetic wave through your hand. You feel that energy, you hear that energy. That can be grounding. I do this sometimes too, especially when I get in my head. I'm a Gemini moon, Cancer rising, and sometimes I will be having the most intense freaking conversations in my head, arguing, cussing people out, all kinds of things. And I literally have to stop myself. You really do, because it's law of attraction. What you think about, you bring about. And we all go through that energy where we're obsessing over something and it's just taking us away from everything. And clapping really is, I didn't even know that until I learned that a few months ago. Clapping is a way of grounding yourself, but I used to just do it to make myself get out of my thoughts. Um, oh yes, I need a beach trip. Yes, Judy. I need a beach trip. I walk barefoot in the grass whenever I can, and I don't mind being the weirdo with my shoes in my hands soaking up the sunshine. Walking trails when the weather is good. Singing bowls are yes, are helpful too. Yes, my cousin goes to a singing bowl. I think she went to a sound bath, I think it's called, where they have the singing bowls. Yeah, barefoot in the grass is top tier. It's the easiest thing to do. It is the easy, and people will look at you weird. I was having a full-blown conversation with one of my male cousins when I was barefoot. He was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm grounding. I need to be connected." I used to have a thing where my anxiety used to get really, really bad. And this is before I started reading tarot or really getting into the spiritual world. Back then, what I know now is that my anxiety used to flare up when I would get around people who I was not supposed to be around. Friends who had toxic traits, friends who were doing things, or that was spirit's way of alerting me that someone was around me that didn't have pure intentions. And I had a lot of those people around me. So I was even on medication. I was on medication for anxiety. I was on medication for depression. Hello, Allie. All of these things I do no more because one thing, I exercise. So that kind of was like the medicine that I really needed, which is also a form of grounding. And I practice grounding. The recommended time a day to ground is 30 minutes. You work from home, take your laptop outside, work on, your porch or your balcony, or, get some sun in. That's a good way to ground yourself, to try to change your scenery. And I just wanted to say this because it's not just something that calms you and relieves your anxiety, but it also helps your internal organs, and it helps you. So I wanted to come on here and talk about that because it's something that you should be doing at least 30 minutes a day. I know that sounds like a long time for someone with a busy schedule. If you can't do 30 minutes, do 10 minutes, just reconnecting to earth, reconnecting to source. And I promise you that communication to source is going to get a lot clearer when you are regularly grounding yourself. I find myself not being triggered as easily or responding in harsher ways than I used to. Let me see when I'm in the middle of a lesson. You can go ahead and watch it back too. Um, yeah. Yeah, I mean that's the quick fix. They love to put you on medications. After I ended that bout of medications, I don't even take Tylenol. I don't even take Tylenol anymore. I don't take anything. Honestly, let me tell you something, and I'm not saying this to brag, but once I got out of from a 9 to 5, and this is for the females, my period cramps went away. And so I realized that my high stress was causing me to cramp. I used to be on my hands and knees, like cramping so bad, like the worst period cramps ever. I couldn't talk. Like it was like, don't talk to me. I cannot function. Like get out of my face, like type of energy. And when my stress levels went down, those cramps went away. I literally every month I do not cramp anymore. I get fatigued, I get tired, a little irritable, but I don't cramp. I don't have that kind of debilitating effect anymore. So it really does help. Um, for readings, you can go to my website, iheartaries.com, if you want to book a reading. I'm about to actually jump off now, do a few personals. It says, I ground in my bed, and there are YouTube videos that show you how to ground yourself or furniture with copper. Yeah, that is definitely true with copper. If you have copper bracelets or jewelry, that can have a very positive effect on you. I would love to find a sound bath meditation place near me. This is our first day of fall weather in Southeast Louisiana. It feels amazing. So that is something I'm going to go do too. Take Pugsley outside, step in the grass and ground. But I just want to let you guys know, when you have a trigger, before you respond, if you can do 2 or 3 things: stop, breathe, and then ground yourself before you respond. I promise you, your response is going to be different than what it was if you were to respond immediately. Okay, it'll save you probably a lot of trouble, a lot of pain, and most times it'll allow you to think at certain situations more logically than you would if you were doing it out of raw emotion. Because these triggers, these energies, negative energies, are at an all-time high right now. Okay, So that is what I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to do more of these talks, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.